bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Ron Hedeke. Once again on location for the Great Valley Conference, talking about our Central Valley and things that are happening for the future. And we're up in Chico. With me is Daniel T. Wayne, and he is the Senior Transportation Planner for Shasta County, the Regional Transportation Planning Agency. Welcome.
Thank you.
Planning transportation as we move off into the future is an important part of what we're looking at, as we know this growth that's coming to our valley is going to happen. What are some of the things that you guys are looking at?
Well, the main thing we're looking at is affordability of mobility. People need, as the cost of travel becomes more and more expensive, we need to design communities so that it meets their needs and it allows them to maintain the mobility that they've come to expect. Especially in an area like us, where we're up at the northern end of the Sacramento Valley, some locals might call it congestion, but we really haven't gotten to the point where you'll see that in Sacramento. And so we want to make sure that people understand what the issues are and be able to respond to those now before it's too late, before we have to undo the past.
And actually, you really can't undo the past comfortably or easily, can you?
It becomes more expensive and more difficult and more politically challenging as each year goes by.
Now, as we go through transportation planning, we're not just talking about the automobile, although that seems to be our major thrust. It's something that we all think about. But we're also talking about air traffic. We're talking about large transportation systems for rail. There's a number of things that play into this overall planning process.
Certainly. I think most people, the first thing they think of is their car, and the car will continue to be the dominant source of transportation, especially in the smaller counties and rural areas. But we want to make sure that we're planning ahead so that we have, for example, transit-ready development, and that we take care of our interregional facilities like Interstate 5, that's the lifeblood of our economy, and we expand our airports and so forth.
Daniel, when we go through this, what types of things do you folks look for? I mean, input from the public, needs, and planning sometimes is the best crystal ball guess that we have, but without planning, we're really in trouble. So I mean, what are the things that you begin to put together in the study, and how does the public play into that?
We're letting the public really decide how this process happens. We start by going out and finding out what's important to them, what their values and priorities are, and then our job as planners is to incorporate that into some type of vision and communicate that in a way that everyone can understand, and they can make better, more informed decisions based on outcomes many years from now, not necessarily whatever the current political hot-button issue is of today.
Air quality is one of the hot-button issues, maybe not so much in the North Valley as it is in the center of our Great Valley, but it eventually blows north too, so we need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, if we're all in the same canoe, if the water starts filling up, we're all going to sink. So I think some of the developments that you see now and the approaches that the legislature are making are looking at things in a more holistic manner, more of a statewide manner, and we look forward to being participants in that process.
Is it hard to convince a group of people that maybe are in what we would say the rural parts of our valley that why are we even doing this? It's not affecting me.
Oh, they know why we're doing it, and they really care. They feel it, and it's, you know, when you see those, even though it's small increments, it's very apparent when you've come from an area that has traditionally been rural area and rural in character. And so urbanization is a big impact, even at small increments.
Public involvement, that's the key, isn't it?
Certainly.
And people can do that by just sort of paying a little closer attention of meetings that are happening and voicing their concerns?
Well, we're doing every effort we can to go to them. We can't rely anymore on people to come to us just because we ask them to. And so we're making every effort we can through any avenue we can to go to them where they're talking and where they're meeting and getting input from them.
Great. Daniel, thanks for being with us. Thank you for being with us. Attend those meetings. It's important. This is Comcast Newsmakers.